Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to episode 2 of DeGodCast, the podcast for Degens by Degens. It is March 8th, Tuesday. I'm JB, part of your Eiffel Tower of hosts, together with the homies Chapter and Slate. And before we get into Chapter's weekly decap, I just want to say we heard the vocal minority out there. The team, he says bro too much. And sorry about your luck. We ain't fucking moving the recap to the end of the episode.
Eat shit.
There is no better way to get this train rolling and get the blood pumping than listening to Chapter drop at least 38 fucking bros while giving us the weekly D news. But for those of you that absolutely hate fun and entertainment, we did add little timestamps down there in the show notes. So feel free, skip ahead. We'll see you in a minute or so. Chapter, do your thing.
Hold up, Chapter.
Slate,
before you get started, we gotta kind of go back to something JB said about the Eiffel Tower of hosts.
Yeah,
what is that, man?
That means 3 people.
Who's in the middle?
Probably you, Slate, I think.
Okay, well, we'll see.
Bro, I mean, isn't it just like a fucking... All right, yo, so for the fucking recap, bro. All right, so I'm not going to spoil anything for anyone who didn't listen to the last episode. Just want to say shout out to the guys. All right, yo, so for the recap, though, first, the marketplace, or the return of the marketplace. Long ago, before ME, before AA, a platform was allegedly established where the gods could transact in a deflationary, all-inclusive machine until infinity and forever, in theory. So about that, to paraphrase, someone didn't read the law of equivalent exchange. The team fucked that shit up and transmuted a fucking prison, and all hell broke loose, bruh. But now, in DeGod Season 2, the fearless gods have taken their valuable lessons to the neck and embarked on a path of redemption for the world to witness. So stay tuned. Shout out to the previously incarcerated. Stay up. Secondly, our blockchain compadres at Happy Jack Club officially announced the full integration of the Dust Protocol token into their P2E project. HJC adoption provides yet another place for degenerates like myself to pull up and beef up that dust stack or yeet that fucking dust stack, all with the flip of a coin. So go test your prowess. Will you flip the funds to deadify that PFP or even make the next auction? Or will you be typing in the chat, smooth brain, smooth wallet, Dior? So about these motherfucking auctions. This past weekend, Dust Protocol Maxis came forth to wage war in everyone's favorite digital auction house, store.degods.com. Holders from all over the world gathered remotely to place frivolous amounts of dust for whitelist raffles for some of the most sought-after Solana projects of the month, followed by a few of DeGod's mightiest hands, clashing in bidding egregious sums of dust to seize ownership of some fire-ass blue-chip NFTs. Some of the most remarkable: Solana Money Boy raffle. Floor price, it's like 16. Dust cost, 140. That's like a 2-week stake of one DeGod. Now homie looking at art, but not through the window of a gallery, but from a phantom wallet on an iPhone. Well played. NFT Launderer, we see you. Oh, and we all seen this shit. The epic battle that ensued. A whale off, some may say. But without that auctioneer guy doing that fast-ass gibberish shit. First bid, 60 dust. Then escalating quickly, 11,000. 14.5. Then the full send of 15,000 dust on the pipe-wielding architect from the Mindfolk Founders Collection. Yo, that shit was fucking crazy. Bro, when the floor price in Sol of said project was unequivocally higher in cost basis than the total token spent. Some may call it capitalizing on the price difference in separate markets for the same asset. Some may call it arbitrage. But over here, we call that some fucking G-ass shit, bro. So salute the homie DJ Swings when you see him in the metaverse. Homie catching splinters from all this fucking wood, bro. Nah, hey, I mean dust. Pause, bro. But in other news, Monday evening, our good friend Franklin left the chat and entered the chapel on the Frank is Typing blog with a hot take on growth maponomics, diamond hand creation, and why devs doing something might be actually nothing. Shout out to him. Keep pushing the fucking bar, Frank. Love the insight. Short but interesting read. Some roadmap foreshadowing and expansion. And speaking of expansion, finally, the gods are officially hiring in-house. So if you're tired of rugging yourself by listing those NFTs and updating that price every 4 minutes until you're fucking poor, get smart and get a job. Seen a job posting earlier. Without getting too specific, looking for a web designer, got to have a link to your portfolio and Figma experience with an F.
I think that's Ligma.
Whatever that is. Yeah, that's what I thought, bro. Hey, job details are in the Dow. Not financial advice. Dior. Let's fucking go.
Beautiful. Fucking excellent.
Dude, probably one of the best fucking intros.
My God, dude. I gotta mute my mic for that every time because I'm just
What I missed? Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything?
I think you crushed it. I think
that was on point. That was fucking mad.
Yeah. I had a personal D highlight kind of that I thought was kind of funny. So I got extorted over the weekend. I've been chasing Just JB on Twitter for, I don't know, a month and a half. Some no-name pleb normie artist lady had it, and I was DMing her on Twitter. I was DMing her on Instagram.
Are you talking about the Twitter
handle? Yeah, Just JB. DMing this lady left and right, and I was talking in the Mickey group chat that we have about it, and somebody said, "Oh, this JB, Just JB," and I click on the link, and all of a sudden, this Twitter profile is no longer this random, normie artist lady. It's the original JB. Leave me alone. I'm Just JB. And then they start tweeting, and they're tagging me in the tweets, and they're talking about, hey, if you want this Twitter handle, it's going to be 1 Mickey DeGod, 1 Mythic Fries, and 1,000 Dust for us to give up this Twitter handle.
Oh, hell nah, bro. Oh, Lord.
So I countered real quick with Mythic Fries and I think 42 Dust, because it's just a Twitter handle. Who cares? I also knew it had to be one of the boys, because there's no fucking way that I was just randomly talking about that and all of a sudden somebody pops up with it. And they took too long to respond, so I took the dust off the table. And I countered with just Mythic Fries. It turned out it was fucking Valerian Bell, the D-Goddess pimp, or pimpette, if you will, who yoinked that shit in the God knows how many minutes it was available, because I've been trying to get this handle for weeks, dude, and extorted my ass out of some Mythic beer Mickey Fries so she could get herself in the Mickey's Discord, but it was worth it. And now we're Just JB on Twitter. Long time in the making.
Yo, how did she get the person to give it up?
It must have just been like a pure coincidence, because I had DM'd this lady on Twitter. I had DM'd her on Instagram, because she had her Instagram on her Twitter, and said, hey, this is the randomest shit you're going to hear all year, but would you mind giving up the Twitter handle Just JB? And I'm not talking like years inactive. Like, she had tweeted from it in January. So I don't know if she just decided, like, I don't know who this guy on the internet is that probably wants to kill me and take my Twitter handle, but I'm just going to give it up. And Belle just happened to,
she sniped it.
Sniped that shit, yeah.
So, but you know what? I respect the hustle, and she has been trying to scoop a Mickey for a long time, so I'm not even mad that she got me for some Mickey DeGod's fries. But I felt like I made it, dude. I've never been like extorted for a Twitter handle, so that was exciting in my week. But anyways, yeah. So we do have a special guest today. You probably have heard him giggling a little bit there in the background. He needs no introduction, really. If you're DeGod's fam, you've been around. And you'll have to excuse me for using the term the man, the myth, the legend on back-to-back episodes. But fucking A, we have got some legends in this community. So it's not the last time that I'm going to use it. But this man, some would argue, was the face of the DeGod's community back in the day. When Frank was on his emo shit in Discord, this motherfucker was jumping out of airplanes dressed as a DeGod.
Word.
If Frank is the social experimenter, he is the social adventurer. If Frank is the brains of DeGods, then some would say our guest today is the balls and the beers of DeGods. I present to you Aussie NFT guy. Aussie, how you doing?
What's going on, brother? It's good to be here. I appreciate the invitation. Keen to have a chat.
Fuck yeah, man. We're pumped to have you. You're probably the biggest requested guest, apart from Delilah now, after the shedding of light that happened on last episode. Before we get into anything, I just got to get this out in the open. So a lot of people know that Aussies, and you particularly, love beers. However,
that is a fact.
You are not drinking right now. Give us the story beyond that, because there are going to be a lot of people that will wait this entire interview to get the beer questions in. So give us the story behind the decision to give up the good old beers for a bit.
Dude, it sucks to put the beers down. I fucking love a beer, and I'm not gonna lie, I do drink a lot of beer, like every fucking week usually, and I just wanted to. I made the decision because I fucking drink way too much, more than I should, and I really want to dial in and get a clear headspace. And I think at the moment, like having alcohol and whatnot, and like having the amount that I was probably like drinking on a weekly basis. I'm not like an alcoholic, didn't fucking drink like every single day, but if I had a beer, I definitely had a beer. So putting it down to try and kind of focus in, dial in a little bit more, and clear the headspace. So to fucking sacrifice had to make, and something that I think is going to pay off. So yeah.
I get that, because I am what some people would call a weekend warrior. I'm not shy to a beer here and there on the weekend, or during a weekday. I'm having a beer right now because I have been thinking about the order of beers I would drink all day during this interview, because I thought we were having beers. So I'm having my beer, but I fully understand, because when the weekend rolls up, your boy gets after it. I like to get what the kids these days call it in one, and waking up the day after that and thinking, oh, I have to like interact with people on Discord, and I have to like kind of work, like granted NFTs work, maybe some would call it that, but like waking up after you've been drinking all night or whatever and being hungover and having to do this thing, personally, to me, is brutal sometimes. So I get where you're coming from.
Dude, it is fucking. It's just shit having a hangover. Right? It's like when you wake up on a fucking go out on a Friday night, get on the beers with the boys, and you wake up on a Saturday and you're feeling like you just got hit by a fucking truck. It's not a good fucking feeling. So yeah, it's rough putting the beers down. I was fucking all week. We were planning to fucking do a couple of shows on the show, and
we will. I'll add in there. It's 5:57 p.m. my time, so it's completely socially acceptable, I think, that I'm having a beer right now. It's 8:57 a.m. Aussie's time.
Holy shit.
The fact that he was even thinking about coming on the pod and doing beers with us at 8, 9 in the morning, that's just shows you how much of a legend he is. So, and since you just mentioned it, I was fully looking forward to seeing when we get a clip of us doing a shoey. Will you explain to the people in America mostly that don't know what a shoey is? And I don't know if you know the origin of it, because I don't, but I just have been doing them for years and years.
Dude, I have no idea where it came from, but basically a shoey is like you fucking go and find like the proper way to do it is you find like the dirtiest, moldiest shoe that you can fucking find. Like you go to the garage and you fucking go to the corner. Dude, literally like gym shoes. Fucking crack open a beer, pour it in there, and you just drink it from the fucking shoe. That's what it is. And I know like some famous Aussie like race car driver, I don't know what his name is, like he kind of made it popular, but you come to Australia seeing someone do a shoey, it's not a weird thing, it's just a thing that happens, but I don't know how popular it is like over your way. Is it something that like people do, or is it like what the fuck are you doing if you see someone doing that?
I don't know if it's just because of
that's like some frat shit.
Yeah, I think it's the group of people that I went to college with. I hung out with like a lot of surfers, fishers, shit like that in college. And I got it from the Mad Hueys, which I think is like an Aussie like
dude, that's the Mad Hueys are like literally the fucking most bogey motherfuckers.
They're wild dudes, and that was like kind of me and my boys in college. Like we're just these kind of like beach bum surfer fucking, you know, dudes. And we just love crushing beers out of shoes because there's honestly like it's a phenomenal feeling and it's fun as shit.
Dude, there's no other feeling like when you fucking pouring a beer down your throat from a fucking shoe that's got sweat all in it. Just an unreal, like it just adds to the taste of it. Just like just an
bro,
unreal
you get it
feeling.
out of like a girl's heel because we used to go to this like this dock bar.
That's next level.
We used to go to this bar. We'd pull up the boat every Friday to this dock bar, and one of my boys' girlfriend would whip off the heels, and she would like just race anyone she could in fucking shoeies. Like she would just crush beers out of the heels.
Fucking legend.
Yeah, you get a little
put some hair on your tongue.
A little hair on your tongue, a little foot juice, you know, if you're into that type of thing. We talked about that last episode. Fuck feet pics, give me foot juice.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
All right, yeah. So we just had to get that out of the way because we literally like posted on Twitter, what should we ask Aussie? And it's like, ask him what his favorite beer is, how many beers he's going to drink during the episode. I mean, just for fun, I Googled at Aussie NFT guy beers, and it's like you tweeted about beer like 40 times in the last 24 hours. This is from yesterday, I think. It says, you think Aussies drink beer? Drink water? Fuck no, all we drink is beers. But apparently you mix in coffee too.
Dude, coffee and beers.
Aussie, how long have you been off the beers at this point?
Dude, it's fucking, I'm having major withdrawal symptoms, not gonna fucking lie. It's been 3 days, boys, and it's not going good so far, but it's a tough.
You're over the hump.
I know. First 24 hours of no beers, it's done and dusted. We're over the hill.
You started on the weekend too, then. That's tough.
Yeah, I didn't, dude. All the boys, all my mates, they fucking drink a lot. They drink more than me, and yeah, when the boys went out to the fucking pub and stuff, it's just like, nah,
tough.
I'm fucking staying home and not going there because I knew if I went there, fucking the beers are coming out. So,
is Miss Aussie off the sauce with you as well, or?
She does. She's not.
Do you know what off the sauce means?
I have no idea. It's just like she's just not drinking.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's right. She drinks. I'll probably say like she drinks less than me as well, but she does like she's not on like a no alcohol kick, so like she'll drink if she wants to. But yeah, she like usually drinks less than me anyway. But yeah, no, she's still on that sauce.
What some would call drinking responsibly, I guess.
She is a responsible drinker. Yeah.
There you go. All right. Just had to clear that up for the peeps that are going to be wondering where the videos of us chugging beers out of shoes are. But anyways, for another day, for sure. I want to start with, and we kind of skipped the whole history thing with Frank. He's been on a couple pods and, you know, he's told his story. I would love to know how the whole DeGods and you being like the fucking DeGods guy, like leading the charge in those early days happened. Like from just, you know, meeting Frank or however you guys got introed to whatever happened after.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, dude, it's weird. I can't remember. This is like way back in like, it would have been, because Mint was in October. It would have been like late September, maybe middle September when they started doing their like marketing and whatnot and started the Twitter. And I think at the time when I found them, they had like 2,000, 3,000 followers. And I think if I'm not wrong, I think Linksy, the Solana plug, I'm pretty sure he's an Aussie guy as well. I'm pretty sure he showed DeGods to me. And so I fucking, I was like new and I only had like one NFT like in my Phantom wallet. So I jumped into the DeGods Discord and they were setting up like a bounty thing to get whitelist and to get a free DeGod. So I think you had to do like one bounty to get a whitelist spot to the pre-sales, and then if you didn't do that, if you got 10 bounties out of the way, then you got a free DeGod. And so I was like, oh fuck it, like I'll do one and I'll like get a fucking whitelist spot so that I can be in his pre-sale. And then I just started scrolling through the Google sheet with all the other fucking bounties. And I'm like, I'm just going to fucking go for it. And now, like, I just went through, found like the ones that I could do like the easiest or like at home or whatever. And I just fucking scrolled through and fucking picked 10 that I could do. And literally within like a half hour sort of like time frame, punched out the 10, fucking was like over my head happy that I fucking got it done. and ever since then, pretty much just been doing like that. That's what kind of sparked the idea to do like all the other crazy shit that I've done. Like, I don't think of that, if that bouncy thing wasn't a thing, like from the like the original DeGods days, I do not know if I would have ever jumped out of a plane or like got a tattoo or like said DeGod 10,000 times. Like, that all kind of sparked from like that.
Or the chicken nuggets.
And the chicken nuggets, like all that shit. Like, I just do not know if I would have done it if it wasn't for like that original bounty, like that planted like the fucking idea in my mind to just like do crazy stuff. But yeah, that's how I met Frank and the squad. And I think back in the day, there was literally like, I don't know how many people were in the Discord. Like, I think I was in the Discord like before there was 1,000 people in the Discord, and like there was fucking like, it was just the same guys like in there chatting for like a week or so. Like, it was the same boys that I saw like over and over. And yeah, fucking punch into those bounties, got a free DeGod, and ever since then, just fucking like for no reason whatsoever, just decided to fucking eat chicken nuggets, like fucking jump out of a plane, just did it for the boys, to be honest. And yeah, it's fucking crack over time. Eh?
Wait, so what was a bounty and what wasn't? Chicken nuggets wasn't a bounty. Skydiving wasn't a bounty. What was the first one?
No, like from the Google sheet that like we did to get like the pre-sale spots. I can't remember. I know that some of them was, I think actually no, the first one I think I did was I think it was 50 push-ups, and every push-up you had to say one, like you would say like 1 DeGod, 2 DeGod, 3 DeGod, and I did that 50 times, and that was like the first one that I did. And then there was another one where you had to like print a photo of a DeGod and then like just burn it. So I did that as well. And I honestly can't remember what the other ones were. The other ones are just like stupid little things like similar to those things, and like just fucking punched them out as fast as I could. But yeah, I did 10 of those and fucking got a free DeGod. And that free DeGod, no shit, is my profile photo.
I was going to ask that. That's fire.
Oh, shit. I was going to ask that too. Because I remember one time, in the pre-sale, you were like, hey, yo, man, can you send me some gas fees? You remember for the fucking gas money?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, you remember that shit? And that's what I was thinking. I was like, oh, man, I wonder if that's fucking Aussie's fucking dude. Bro, that's fucking crazy, bro. I always wanted to know that. Yo, that's wild.
I would never have had this because like the ones that I minted, like they were of decent rarity, but this one, like, and I look at it and it's just like it kind of looks Aussie as well because like the yellow and the green, and
yeah.
And yeah, like I said to Frank, like if you like, because they minted like I think they probably minted like 20 or 30 from the pre-sale, and like they paid for them and everything like with their own money. But I said if you get a zombie, like I fucking want a zombie, and like by chance, this was the fucking zombie that they minted, and they only minted 1 zombie, and I was like, yeah, wow. Man, like there were rarer ones.
That's fucking sick.
I remember there was one with with like the divine robe, and I saw that, and then I was like, nah, like I don't like, even though that's rarer, like I'm good, like I want this zombie, and that's pretty much it. That's the fucking story of how I got my profile photo. It's the free DeGod that I got from doing the bounties back in the day. So
that's incredible.
So once you did the bounties, how did that like transition to becoming the DeGods guy? Like you got hired on, right?
I think
like,
Frank is phenomenal at just seeing like the potential in people and seeing people that are like fucking legends and will just go hard on something being like, I want that guy.
Yo, hold on, Aussie, before you answer this shit. So, all right, just some backstory though. So back then, like, you know, let's say, yeah, all these bounty things, there's a lot of viral shit just going on. But during this time, like, you know, in the Discord, there's like a lot of shit, like people are saying this, people are saying that, but fucking like Aussie, like was always there corralling everybody, always, you know, not even, I won't say he was just being supportive, but, you know, he was always, you know, really, he was like the community manager before he was like the community manager. He was like unofficially, like everybody knew fucking like Aussie's coming through, always, you know, got the, you know, he always had everybody's back. So yeah, all right, I'll just say that. All right, go ahead, Aussie.
No, great, like, dude, like, especially like during those pre-sale rounds, like if you were there, like, you know how messy it was. Like there was literally, like the first pre-sale, I think the first pre-sale went like relatively smoothly, but then the second pre-sale, the first pre-sale didn't go smoothly because there were people that had to stay up for I don't even know. It was so fucking long. They were just like, yeah, man, like it's gonna be ready in like 20 to 40 minutes. Like that's a fucking thing that all the OGs know. And it's like they literally said like, yeah, it's gonna be ready. It's coming up. And people fucking stayed up and they're like, nah, fuck this. Well, we're going to bed. And then they went to bed and then they fucking minted the pre-sale and then everyone was like super fucking pissed. So they decided to do a second pre-sale. But yeah, like there was so much shit like back in the day. Like I know the baseball, like he was like, I didn't even know if he was a real person. I thought I was like, I wonder if he was like an alt account of like Frank and it's like the same person.
Word.
And I was like, I've never, because he didn't chat. And so baseball like got so much shit. Frank was getting shit. Like everyone was just like clown emoji reacting this motherfucker. Like if you look at Frank's fucking
his Twitter banner
on Twitter. Yeah, man. And it's just like, I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of clown reacts on like all the messages because it's like 97% loaded, 98% loaded. And it's just like,
yeah, there was a rug.
It's
and they fucking abandoned us.
Dude, everyone like thought it was just gonna fucking rug, and the amount of times that everyone thought DeGods was gonna rug but hasn't, it's pretty fucking funny. But yeah, I don't know. Like I think from moving from those bounties and whatnot, and at the time like I was in like a base like not a 9 to 5, but I was in like a part-time job, so. I was doing like the part-time job and then kind of this stuff on the side. And then I remember that they released like a white paper or like a roadmap or something, and they said that they're going to be hiring people, and one was a dev and then one was a community manager. And I'm like this could be my shot at being able to like get into this NFT stuff like more seriously. And so I said I made a tweet and I was like, I just applied for like the DeGods community manager role. And it fucking like blew up and everyone was like so supportive. And I was just like, it was just like a surreal moment that everyone was like supporting me. And yeah, fucking got hired and quit my job. I literally told Frank, I said, like, if you give me this job, like I'm quitting. Like the moment that Frank was like, man, you're hired, like we're hiring you, I fucking texted my boss. I'm like, hey man, like I'm done. I'm not coming in tomorrow. Like I'm fucking out.
That's fucking jeez, fuck.
Yeah, and that's why I owe Frank so much. Like he literally I don't know if I would be in like the same spot or like I definitely wouldn't be in the same spot as I am now if Frank didn't give me that opportunity, because like the amount of hours that I'm able to like put into or like have put into this stuff and like am putting into this on a daily basis, like it's all because like Frank gave me that initial opportunity. So like yeah, that's pretty much like I will never ever like change, like pretty much because of that I will never change my profile photo. Like it's I just don't ever see any other project being able to triumph like what DeGods has like been able to give me, because trying to like I guess in a sense like they gave me like the big break that I was always trying to get. So yeah,
I think that Frank has made that clear a few times that he wants everyone to succeed and he wants everyone to do their own thing. Like anyone who's a DeGod and a member of the community, like if you're working on a side project or whatever, like Frank will shill the fuck out of it with the DeGod's Twitter and everything. So yeah, there's definitely a special quality to the leadership and just the community that we have.
Agreed.
Should we go straight to the hard question after that?
Run it.
Why did you sell all your DeGods but your PFP?
Dude, it's dude, that's a question I get a lot. And it was literally like, it's probably like in hindsight, it was obviously like one of the bigger mistakes that I've made so far. And I think I did it because like one of inexperience and like two of impatience. So like back when like I had my DeGod bag, I probably had I had 11 DeGods and so I think they were at like 10 sold, and so I sold like a fair few then, and because like that was a lot of money, like that was only just after, I don't even know if I had been hired at that point. I think that was like pre being hired, so like I was still at my my part-time job, and so like seeing that much money, especially when Sol was like like over $200 like US, that was a lot of money for me. And so I was like sitting there and I was like, just because of the inexperience, like I didn't know whether to sell or whether to hold, or like whether to sell half and then hold half. And so like emotions definitely got the better of me, and like the patience, like my patience levels back then were like so shit. So I was just like, I'm gonna just sell them, take the bag, and I didn't know then that DeGods would turn into like what it is now, and like I didn't know that I would have like such like a huge role in like the DeGod story back then as I do I do now, obviously. So it was just purely because of like impatience and inexperience, and in hindsight, if I could have, obviously, like I would have fucking kept them, but it was just the amount of money that was on the table for someone that was working like a part-time job that just wanted to kind of be able to make a bit of money, like as a side hustle. Like it was just there, so I took it. And that was like that's literally like the honest reasoning is like I just didn't want to like bag hold anything back then, just because I didn't have like especially like that was like literally my DeGods bag back then when I had like 10 DeGods, like that was 90% of like my portfolio, like and that's what kind of like made me panic sell a lot of them. And like don't get me wrong, like I made good money on them. Do I plan on buying back in the future? Like of course, like I've got a much larger bag than I did. I have a much larger bag like now than I did back then, so it's easier for me to hold on to stuff, especially like knowing, like being able to like see the stuff that like the like all the guys put in daily. Like we have chats and like I see what they're working on and whatnot, and just the amount of calls that I've had with Frank as well. And just seeing like the amount of conviction that he has like in this entire project, and like the guy just does not give up. So I definitely like do plan on like buying back in. So yeah.
So I got a question for you. You said that your bag now is bigger, and you had 11 DeGods, right? So I think we're pushing like 40 SOL now, like as we're recording this. So
yeah,
do you have a bag bigger that's bigger than 440 SOL right now?
I do, yeah. So like at the moment, my bag is bigger than that. But like in hindsight, like my bag would obviously be like, I think if I like tallied it up, what my DeGods like would have, what would they have been worth when I sold? I don't know. I would probably say like I maybe made I don't know. It's hard to estimate, but I'd probably say anywhere from like 60 to 100 SOL I made on the DeGods that I had sold.
At 250.
Yeah, and now they would be worth like fucking each DeGod's like pushing 40 SOL. So like obviously if I had held in hindsight, like I would have had a much larger bag, but yeah, just because of like the inexperience, like how much money that was, I just fucking sold. But yeah, like I have a larger bag than like what my DeGods would have been worth now. So it's like it's easier to fucking like bag hold stuff. Like there's still very few projects that like I bag like that I'm willing to bag hold just because like it's just hard to put so much conviction in a team that you just don't know if they can deliver. And like time and time again, Frank has like obviously proven that him as well as like all the other team members, especially AK, I think AK is such an underrated guy. Like he like obviously he took over the community manager role, and me and Frank had a call and he said, I want to hire, or like I want to switch your position around and I want AK to take that top dog community manager role. And like I said, like I'm in full support because like I've been able to see like what AK does and like the amount of effort and like grind that kid puts in.
Word.
And he's like a super fucking talented and like just down to earth guy. So yeah. Hopefully that answers your question.
Well,
yeah.
Slate made a confession last episode, and I guess I'll go this time. I sold, apart from my Deoth burn for 26, I sold one DeGod to go from 6 to 5 on this run up here for 8 SOL. And then in the following week, I bought 5 more between like 18 and 38. So
yeah,
happens to the best of us. I was like, holy shit, these things have been 4 SOL for months and months and months. And I just like, again, I saw the money too. And yeah, I fully get that.
Yeah, it's tough not to. And it's like, dude, like, I remember one guy, and like, it was back when they were like 4 or 5 SOL, and like this motherfucker, like he's like, fuck this cunt, like I'm going to sweep the floor. So like I think he spent like, he would have spent like almost 100 SOL. I think he swept like 20 off the floor because like he put out a post and he's like, dude, if this post gets like 600 likes or 1,000 likes, then I'll go and sweep the floor. And get like 20 DeGods. And so I went onto the fucking DeGods official account and I retweeted it and I said, everyone go fucking punch this. And within like a half hour fucking period, it had like 600 or like whatever it was. I think it was like 600 likes. And so this guy went and swept like 20 off the floor. I'm like, holy fuck. Because I was like, still back then, like that was still a decent amount of like my bag. So I'm like, fuck, like this cunt's just going in. And in hindsight, again, like this motherfucker, like I would assume he maybe has offloaded a few, but like he got 20 at 4 sol on like the floor. It's like, it's literally like a 10x. Like he's like people like that was sweeping the floor and like buying back then and have held to him now. Like, fucking GG to them. Yeah, they've made a bag.
It's probably Hurricane.
Yeah, it's always the people that
probably
have the people that have the most conviction always make the most money on these types of plays. But like back then, like you were saying, like we had no way to tell how big this was going to be, and it was iffy for a moment there.
Dude, it was like there was like everyone knows, like there was times and like Frank and like the core team like would not show on the Discord for like multiple days at a time. So like people like including myself, like we all got iffy. Like even like sometimes when I would send Frank a DM, like he just wouldn't get back to me, and obviously that's because like his Discord DMs are like at the time like and probably still are like they're just completely fucked. So like there was like so many times where like I second guess and like the whole community was second guessing like what's going to happen, and so it's definitely like difficult to like have conviction in those times. But that's kind of like the switch that I'm making now. It's like I still flip like a lot of the shit that I meant, but
got to.
Now I'm more into looking at projects with like a medium to long term like horizon, and then just like getting like getting like a bunch off the flop, because like the people that like buy off of secondary in bulk are the guys that like make the majority of money. Because like when you mint stuff and like you have a whitelist spot, like usually you're minting like 1 to 2 NFTs. So like even if they go to like 10 or 20 sol, like 40 sol, like it's not that much compared to if you were this guy and you bought 20 DeGods at 4 sol, like you made so much fucking more money from like having conviction in a project and just sweeping the floor in bulk.
Also because
and then offloading the
when you're that whitelist guy who can only mint one, you're going to take your out at like 3 to 5x. You're not going to be there to hold the bag to fucking 10 or 20x. So I've done that a ton.
That's what I mean.
Part of the reason why I hate whitelist meta, because I can't fucking mint 3 of everything anymore.
Word.
Yeah.
That being said, what's your, besides DeGods, your top conviction play right now where you can see like this team just does not quit, and I'm trying to accumulate as many as possible?
I would definitely say like the team that's most impressive, like in my opinion at the moment, is Portals. Like I think Portals are doing a really fucking good job at the current prices. Like it's definitely getting tempting, because like if you look at some of the metaverse projects on like the Ethereum blockchain, like Sandbox and whatnot, like they're punching like a 3 ETH floor, whereas I think Portals are sitting at like maybe 40 or 50 at the moment. So they're definitely like getting into my buy zone, where like I like the Portals team is like a team that I have conviction in. It's just looking at it and seeing like what the possible risk to like reward ratio is, and like whether it's like a good buy or whatnot compared to other ones. But I think another team that I would have a lot of conviction is the famous Fox. I think those guys are.
I've heard that. Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Yeah, in hindsight, like when they were under 10, like they've kind of made like DeGods, famous Foxes, like they've kind of made their like little run up now, but I think Foxes have more room to move than like what DeGods do at the moment, because I think Foxes are, I think they're, I don't know, maybe they're like 10 or 15 sol. So like obviously because they're a lower price, there's like less risk as more reward. But I would say Foxes, I would say the team at Portals are doing a great job.
They're at 10 now, and honestly, I heard somebody describe Foxes perfectly. They're a team that never stops fucking building, that does not know how to market, because literally nobody talks about them, dude.
You're not wrong.
And they're kind of OG, dude. There's like they're at 10 sol right now, and they were like 13, 15 not too long ago. But again, it's like they were at 13, 15 because somebody probably panned them on Twitter a little bit, and now that nobody's talking about them again, they're starting to dump again. That's a good call. I like that. I've also seen this same guy with the tank top and the shades and the blue hat on the floor like 15 times over the last 6 months.
Yeah, literally. But no, I think being able to like it's hard, because like if you're getting into the space, it's harder to bag hold stuff because it's such a large like percent of your net worth. So like people that just get into the space, like I would say like purely get in it to like mint and flip and then build up your bag that way, like literally as I have done. And then once you get to a certain stage, like you become more comfortable like bag holding stuff and like being more patient. And it's like you're never going to be perfect. Like you're still going to make like the wrong decisions and like you're going to make mistakes, but like it's just over time you just like understand like the best decisions to make like in certain moments. But I think the play is like if you're new, you flip to get a decent bag, and once you've got a decent bag, then you can start looking at projects and really diving in and picking teams and projects that have higher conviction. But I would say besides DeGods, it's like the Foxes, it's like Portals, even like Degenerate Ape Academy. I think those guys, like even though they're pushing like a 50 soul floor and like and whatnot, I think the team behind there, like especially Monolith, I think that guy is like he's super talented guy. But
DAA was going to be mine.
Yeah, there's like the high conviction.
They're a little out of my price range, unfortunately. And if you're really balling, I think fucking Tyos could go absolutely everywhere forever because Soulport Tom is just a monster.
I think so as well. I think Tom, like I didn't even realize, but like Tom D rugs like Tyos, like they were like a rug, and I just totally forgot that they rugged.
Oh yeah.
And then Tom took over, and
I sold my Tyo at 12
and
sold.
like
good game.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like Tom is like such a talented, like fucking smart guy, and like I think like with his ability and like I'm pretty sure he said like they're running it like a loss. Like they have like a team of like I think he said like 15 or so people, and like they're running at a loss. Like the project and whatnot is like running at a loss like every month. So like I think Tyres, like, dude, fucking, I don't think anyone could have seen these running up to like 200 soul, like, at all. It's like just one of those things that, like, if you were in your bag holding Tyres, like, you've made so much money. But
UBG, Tyo whale,
you would be fucking G. Yeah.
Yes. So, going back to like the famous Foxes, kind of versus DeGods, Frank just released this blog kind of, I think we talked about it a little bit earlier, saying like, yeah, if you build a lot but no one wants it, or you don't have the hype, it really doesn't matter. So I think that's kind of the difference between those two. But then also he's talking about like growth in his vibe here, or in his blog here, and I'm just wondering if you, Aussie, if you see yourself being like kind of a bigger part of this next growth sector of like kind of DeGod's history, because one thing that Frank wrote specifically was, let me find it real quick here.
That's a good point on Foxes too, because like they've built a bunch of shit, but literally the only reason I was debating buying a Fox the other day is so I could save on the fee to buy and sell dust, or I guess it's just sell dust.
What? Yeah.
And it's 2%. It's like Foxy does not have that many uses that to me are like, holy shit, like I need to have a Fox because I need to have Foxy.
That's what I mean. Like,
I just am more bullish on the team than the actual like utility themselves, I think.
Yeah, it's like that's what pulls me to like a solid point is like there's so many, like every project that you see nowadays on Solana, like they include staking like in their roadmap, or like staking is like a huge fucking part. But like staking doesn't matter if there's not actually value like behind staking. Like so many projects just do staking to like get lower listings and for people to delist, and then they're just like, yeah, you'll get our token.
It's
but
a
like
Ponzi.
Like in so many circumstances, like that token like just has no value, or like just isn't going to be useful at all. But like I think that's why DeGods, like you can literally use your dust to fucking buy NFTs that have like a real world value. So I think DeGods is like one of the better at making like the staking isn't like the main thing of DeGods, like in a sense. It's like even if it is, like there's actual value behind like being able to stake your DeGod. Like you can get dust, and then you can fucking go and like buy actual NFTs with that dust.
If dust doesn't allow you to do shit like that, then nobody fucking cares about staking.
Yeah, it's like there's literally like, and that's what projects do. Like they just stake to just to stake. Like that's just like fucking what they do. It's just like, I think it's like a staking meta right now. Like pretty much every project that launches like has fucking staking, and like so many of them don't do it well. there's a very few that do it well, and like it actually works out. And I think DeGod is like definitely one of the ones that have done it like in like the better way, just because like the real world value that you can actually get from staking it, it's not just like a D-list fucking Ponzi. It's like there's actual value behind staking your
Fuck it,
DeGod.
I'm gonna shameless plug real quick. I told you I was working on a project with a couple of DeGod's buddies. We're working on Divine Dogs, and one of the things obviously is staking, but the first utility that we have for our token is to mint our royalty distribution pass. So you stake, you earn this token. With the token, you can either win via auction or raffle this pass that gets you, X% of our royalties. So you're turning that fucking token into like straight SOL. The next one we have, because the entire project is focused around like DeFi education and, expanding kind of people's DeFi bags or portfolios. The next collection you mint with that gives you a cut of the fucking DeFi profits and bags that we make. So it's like definitely a quick note from Frank and DeGod's team. Like if you're gonna have people stake and earn a token, like make that token worth something. Like make it exciting to have, because
or provide value,
bro. Like every day I'm like I got like 4,500 dust, and I'm like, do I bid on one of these auctions, man? And maybe I can flip it. Maybe I can buy more dust. And
that's that opportunity cost. Hey, I'd be looking at the same shit. I just be sitting here. Yeah, word. And I wasn't even gonna participate, but man, I just be reading so much shit on Twitter, man. Like fucking everybody's talking all this shit. So I actually jumped in like this round, of raffles and shit, because I was like, man, like fuck.
I chuck a couple in the raffles.
I got this dust.
I chuck.
Yeah, I gotta play the raffles, man. I have to. It's like the lottery.
My shit has been 1 day's worth of dust into each round of raffles. So for me, that's 100 dust, and I spend it, throughout each raffle. I haven't won shit yet, so obviously it's
can't relate.
Terrible plan, but
I won this time around.
You mean like each time they do new raffles, or on every single raffle?
No, each round. So like the most recent ones, I put like I got 5 tickets for the Money Boy. I think I got 3 tickets for the Fox and 2 tickets for the Simeon. So I haven't won shit, but
like shit like that. That's what I mean. Like it's literally like just it's real world value, and like you fucking stake your DeGod, you can get dust, and you can fucking like win NFTs worth like hundreds and fucking thousands of dollars.
Word.
Yeah.
Or if you really need liquidity, you can just fucking turn your dust into SOL instantly.
You can just sell.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. You just order book it.
Most projects that are doing tokens just take the mint funds and create a liquidity pool, and then once that's gone, the project
it's over.
is
it's
done.
dead.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So
it's that's why I'm glad that fucking DeGods didn't do a liquidity pool, because like that's literally what happens. Like you just look at the fucking candles, and like as soon as they release like the liquidity pool, it just dumps. It's just like.
So on that note, and this question is from the daddy himself. To you, what makes NFT projects win or lose? It could be right now. It could be, long term if you think. And then personally, what are some of your biggest wins and losses since you've joined the NFT space, besides selling all your DeGods?
Oh, that's from Frank, huh?
That's from Frank, yeah.
All right, cool. I think for we'll separate into like flips and holds. So I think like a good flip is, I would say it's relatively like easy to spot. It's like the things that I always look for is the amount of followers I have, the engagement they're getting, and like whether their art is any good. Like if any like one of those like 3 sort of things like doesn't kind of like make it, then like I usually just don't mint. But I would say those are the 3 biggest things: is like engagement, how many followers they have, and whether the art is any good. And a lot of those projects pretty much like at the moment are whitelist only. And a few examples of projects like that fit that criteria at the moment is like things like Cats on Crack, Zace and Raptors. And I would probably consider those ones at the moment likely a flip. Like I haven't read too much into like their roadmaps and whatnot, but like they're building up a good amount of like hype and whatnot. I may hold a few.
The roadmap doesn't matter because you're fucking selling it within hours. So
yeah, it's like that's pretty much a thing. So those are projects that I think fit that criteria. Like they're building up a bunch of hype and whatnot. They fit like they've got great engagement, they've got a good following, and they've got cool art. So that's for flips. And like I said, like 90% of projects at the moment in the Solana space, like even Ethereum, like they're basically all flips. There's very few things that I'll bag hold. The things that I will bag hold, in hindsight, I would have bag holded like my DeGods, just because of like
Regret.
literally because of because of like I had so many calls with Frank over like certain things, and I was just too impatient to wait it out and to like wait it out until now pretty much, and so that's why I sold those. But you would for long-term projects, like you bet on teams and like the ability for them to deliver things. So I think DeGods is one of them. I think, like we were speaking about before, I think another team that has like long-term conviction is the Foxes. They have a really good like solid dev team, but it's hard to say, like, just because I don't have that much experience in like holding things long-term. But the things that I hold now that I am holding long-term, I'm doing it for the team, and like that's pretty much it. Like you put a bet on people, and that's why I hold things long term. But some of the biggest wins that I've had is I'll probably say like one of the biggest wins, even though I sold my DeGods early, like was DeGods, because that kind of got me like a fair way. Another one I would probably say, like one of the more recent ones, is like Champions. I got into that and then sold that.
Oh shit! You got the whitelist for that?
He's Aussie,
yeah,
bro.
I fucking
That
made
shit was like exclusive. Yeah, what'd you have to do for that one, bro? You have to kidnap somebody? Like, what was the
tattoo on his
Yeah, I
ass?
was gonna say, what was the...
I literally sent them a DM and I said, I'll fucking, I basically moderated. So like I moderated their Discord, and because of that,
You were okay. You were a mod, bro, and then they're just like, yeah. Whitelist, yeah, because that was like a fucking
Yo,
historic
get
type of thing,
13,000 Twitter followers, and you can do that too.
Jesus Christ, yeah, exactly.
Weren't those going for like over 100 Sol right after mint, or even more?
It was like, nah, what was it going for? Aussie?
Dude, they went for like the starting floor price was 100, and then they went up to like I think 250 at one point. So
I thought I seen 300. That shit was crazy. Yeah,
they probably did go to 300, but like yeah, definitely one of the bigger wins that I've had. I'm trying to think of other wins. A few Ethereum projects I've minted and flipped, and made pretty good money over there. But biggest loss, like fucking, I don't know what my biggest loss would be. Aside from DeGods, I fucking sold my portals like way too early and didn't fucking hold out till they went to like an 80 floor. And that was again just because I'm too impatient. But yeah, I think biggest loss would probably be fucking portals and DeGods. And in hindsight, again, like those things like were just holds. Like they'll fucking hold. Like hindsight is the biggest bitch in the world, but looking back on it, it's good because like now I know what to look for like a long-term hold. And like I would have held because of the team at Portals. Like if you go into the Discord for Portals, like the founders are like literally in there every single day and like talking to people, taking suggestions and whatnot. And similar to like Frank and stuff, like being able to have the access that I had to Frank to listen, like we're on calls and whatnot, like just putting a bet on people that can deliver what they say they're going to deliver. So I would say biggest win at the moment I'd probably say is like the Champions whitelist that I got, and then biggest loss would be like getting out of DeGods and Portals too early. I'm about to say I'm going to start DMing projects to be a mod in, but
yeah,
the last time I did that was Rise DAO, and they yoinked I think like 700 Sol out of all the mods and just fucking disappeared immediately. So I got a little PTSD from that.
Yo, Aussie, I got a question.
Yeah, cool.
Yo, so what's the strat, bro? Like, is it like, okay, so you do your DD, right? Secondaries live, right? So is it buy the floor, like sweep the floor, fucking grab a bunch of shit, or are you sniping rares? Are you like, oh, you know what I mean? Like looking for, rank 7, right? Or whatever. It's
all floors. Unless there's like rares that are on the floor, then like I won't go searching for rares, because like the liquidity that there is for rares is like so much less than there is for floor items. Like if you buy like for example, like there's people that are like bag holding like degen apes that they paid like thousands and thousands of SOL for, and like no one buys them because like there's just not that liquidity there. So if you're buying like with high conviction on secondary markets, then like what I do is I just buy off the floor, because like it's the easiest way to then get liquidated in the future, because people just like for example, it's easier to liquidate like one of the base portals than it is to liquidate like one of the penthouse portals. So if I wanted to, like if I was going to sweep like the portals floor, then I would like sweep like just the floor items, just like the base ones.
Word.
Same as DeGods, like I would just like go onto the DeGods and like I would just buy, like unless there's ones that like you can see that are like around the floor and they're a rarer sort of thing.
Yeah.
Then like you can grab those and whatever, because like they're at that floor price. But yeah, like for the secondary markets, like the players to just buy off the floor, and then yeah, it's easier to get like liquidated in the future.
Okay, so it's broomstick, not sniper rifle. All right, I got it, bro. It's all good.
It is that broomstick, not sniper rifle.
Slate, you want to finish that question we started an hour ago?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring us back to that tangent I was on about growth and Frank's blog here, and he writes that they want to launch some viral stunts that capture global attention. And I'm just wondering if, Aussie, you've been thinking about that at all, and if maybe this is your chance to like come back as the DeGod's man.
Dude, I'm just saying, if I have to jump out of another plane for DeGods, then I'm down. So I will do.
No,
I will definitely do some fucking.
That's played out, man.
You might be able to jump out of a plane naked, but like you got to do something beyond jumping out of a plane now.
Dude, that's what I was saying. I was thinking, like, I don't know if I did the fucking DeGods, like, skydive too soon, because, like, as soon as I finished that, I was, like, thinking, like, what can I fucking do that, like, beats that?
Shark dive.
And,
great whites.
That's, like, I was, like, there were a few things, like, there was something overseas where you could bungee jump out of a helicopter. And that was one of the things that I was looking at doing, but, like, you can only do it in, like, 2 or 3 countries, like, in the world. And so, like, I was like, fuck, like, I'm going to have to fucking go over to Europe to, like, fucking get in a helicopter and bungee jump out of a helicopter. But, yeah, it's, like, it's fucking difficult to, like, figure out, like, crazy stunts that, like, that kind of top a skydive. But there's, like, if there's, like, fucking viral stunts to be done, like, I will fucking do them.
Hell yeah, good to know. We just got to think them up, apparently.
That's it. That's the hard part. Doing them is the easy part. You just get the ball and you just fucking commit.
So everybody approach Aussie with some crazy ass ideas.
Yeah, no, definitely send them. What did Aussie NFT gal think about the skydiving? She didn't care.
I think when I told her, she was like, fucking, like, what are you doing? Like, this is like back when she had like not really a clue about any NFTs and stuff, and here I am fucking telling her I'm dressing up as a DeGod and jumping out of a plane. So I think back then she thought I was like super fucking whack, and just like, what the fuck are you doing? But she actually like was there, like, I did it like on like a beach, and I landed on the beach, and she was there like when I finished it, and like she still thinks I'm fucking crazy for doing it, but she was cool about it, and like all of the other crazy stuff that I do, like she just gets it now. I said to her the other day, like, we've been together 4 years, like, you know, you're fucking getting used to me doing crazy shit, and she's not gonna leave me for doing any of this stuff, but yeah, she still thinks I'm a fucking nut, but yeah.
What did she think was more whack, the skydive or the tattoo?
I'll probably say the skydive. I think I can't even remember if I no, she did come for the tattoo, and like I don't think she really worried about that.
You don't have that many, do you? I mean, you just have all whitelist tattoos?
Yeah, no, I've only got fucking 2. I've got my DeGod, and then I've got
the Shiba one, right?
Paw print.
Yeah, the mutant
so
Shiba.
You just straight up get tattoos for whitelist, bro. That's wild.
Dude, I fucking like for Solana at the moment, like if there's a whitelist that I want to be on, then usually I'm able to get on it. But Ethereum is like a different fucking, like, there's no handouts in Ethereum. Like, for me, it's fucking.
So you gotta suck some dick for real, like, to get fucking whitelist.
Dude, like, you think you're gonna suck dick on Solana to get whitelist? Like, Ethereum is like, you've got.
In hindsight, I probably should have just gotten a Champion's tattoo for what, 200 SOL. Easy.
Dude, I'm fucking telling you. I told my
exactly.
Yo, do you guys remember that guy like a month or probably 2 months ago that got the neck and face tattoo of like I think stoned ape and something else?
Excuse me?
Oh, I
He has a
seen that.
No.
dude.
You didn't see that?
Dude, you're fucking. I saw it. This cunt has a fucking ape on his like cheekbone. It's like fucking.
Bro, somebody
nuts.
send me
Like,
that
It looks
now.
terrible. It looks terrible.
Slate's faster on the computer than
That
me.
stuff.
I'll have to find it later.
My wife was like, I mean, I have a lot of tattoos, so she didn't really care that much. But she was like, I was like, it's all right, babe.
Dude,
I
I
made
got it. Hold on.
$5,000, and I'm getting this tattoo, but the $5,000's already gone because I spent it on more of the NFT that I sold in order to get the $5,000 to get the tattoo. She's like, what, dude? So I'm glad I did show her yours, and I was like, this guy got one before they even minted. He didn't even make any money off of it. So like, we're good. We're cool.
Dude, that's what everyone said as well. When I got my fucking DeGod tattoo, everyone's like, dude, like this could literally just go into the fucking like dumpster, and like you don't even know if it's gonna do well. And especially like when fucking like there was all the fun stuff, people like, you fucked up, man. Like, it's so bad.
That was your first tattoo.
Bro. That was my first tattoo. Yeah,
that's fucking nuts, bro. Like I can't even fathom that. Like I have a DeGod tattoo. I have a tattoo that gets me $3 6-packs of beer at the brewery down the street.
Oh,
so
shit.
like I get it, but I also have like 50 fucking tattoos, dude. Like you're a madman. I love it.
It's gonna get done, but yeah.
What happened with Mutant Shiba Club? That was a win.
They haven't minted yet. They're minting this month though, but I think that'll be a solid dub. But it's like, dude, that's literally like the whitelist meta. It's like the easiest way to stand out and cop whitelist from like all of these fucking hype projects is just to do fucking crazy stuff that that basically no one else has the balls to do. Or like I'm telling you, if you fucking froth like Zace and Raptors and you wanted to fucking get on their whitelist, just like go get a fucking tattoo or like I don't know, jump out of a plane or something.
Oh,
but yeah,
no,
that's
this is the worst tattoo I've ever seen. This is a massive tattoo on this guy's face. That's terrible. He has no other tattoos.
Imagine if he doesn't have a...
Well, he has another neck one now that's not pictured, but he has it on the same side of his face of a different NFT. Aussie, do you know which one it was?
Nah, what was it?
I don't know. I'm just wondering.
Like, I don't know.
You see this guy's face though. He looks high as fuck, bro. So in all reality, that shit probably made hella sense.
I can't tell if his eyes are red because he's high or because he just got a fucking tattoo on his face.
Yeah, that had to hurt.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, think about the project. No, he's high, bro.
We got to stop
think
with the visual
context clues.
We did that last show too.
Oh yeah.
Things the viewers can't see. Okay. Back to the beer for a little bit, I guess. I had like 4 people probably ask me just what's your favorite beer.
Favorite beer probably there's an Aussie one called Great Northern. I'll probably say that's like the go-to one, and that's like fucking, if there's a beer to drink and it's fucking Great Northern, I'm fucking on it. But so many good Aussie beers, man. Like there's like pale ales, there's like fruity beers. Like I'd probably say Australia has some of like the best beers. Like I'm fucking biased as fuck, obviously, but I would say like a good beer like in Australia, if you come in, is Great Northern. There's one called 4X Gold, fucking Stonerwood. Like
these are some badass names for beers, dude.
That word they are though.
Dude, how's the beer in America? Is the fucking beer in America?
We have anything you could possibly imagine. Like the craft beer is just fucking all over the place. Like I can't imagine that it's not good, right? I mean, our go-tos might not be as good. Like I don't think like a Bud Heavy or like a Miller Lite or anything like that or anything to write home about.
Word.
But, I drink a shit ton of beer and I have no complaints. Do you have Foster's in Australia?
I think we do.
You think? It's literally Australian for beer.
Dude, I fucking
really.
You never seen those commercials? Foster's is Australian for beer.
Dude, I've never seen a Foster commercial ever.
That would be Chapter and Slate because it's American as fuck. But the commercial is literally. I
have never
Foster's.
seen that.
It's Australian for beer.
Bro, I got like all the premium subscriptions, bro. I don't even fucking see commercials, bro. The only time I see commercials is when it's on the Super Bowl.
Wow. He's got it like that.
We're talking boomer shit, like watching cable and everything, but
fuck our commercials.
how fast can you shotgun a beer? Relatively fast.
We got these things in Australia fucking called. Have you ever? Do you know what a beer bong is? I would
of course,
say you have
of
fucking,
course.
Yeah, beer bongs, and then like we have these other things
Beer
called
sticks?
called snork.
Ooh, yeah.
Snort. You know, yeah, fucking. I would say like those are the easiest ways to fucking like get a beer down your fucking gut as quick as you want. But I don't know. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm the fastest shotgunner, but I fucking probably say I could get it down in like under 10 seconds.
The reason
maybe,
I brought up Foster's is because do you remember Snapchat?
Yes.
And OG Snapchat, the time limit was like 10 seconds or so.
Yeah.
I was at the beach once and somebody bet me $100 that I couldn't shotgun a Foster's, which is 32 ounces, which is 2 like pints of beer.
2 tall boys
in the length of a Snapchat. Yeah, 2 tall boys, not fucking cans, tall boys in the length of a Snapchat.
Dude, that's
and I not only cleared the 10 seconds, but I had time to do the Foster's is Australian for beer at the beginning. And literally there's 2 Snapchats. The first one is me absolutely downing this, and the second one is me throwing up the entire fucking thing immediately.
I was gonna say, you definitely were.
I can fucking imagine
the worst pain, dude.
When you get down, dude, when you fucking get down that much beer in under 10 seconds, it's not.
I thought like my stomach was gonna explode. It was unbelievable.
Yeah,
I can't believe that Foster's is like not even a thing over there, and they're just lying to us on these commercials.
Dude, I don't know. There might be fucking Foster. Like, I can't ever remember walking to a fucking bottle and seeing Foster's like at the front door. Like, when you fucking see like things like Great Northern on like Forex Gold and stuff like that. But like we might have Foster's, but I've never had Foster's in my life.
Yeah, the only Foster's I ever heard of are like children, so our parents. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Have you been to the States before?
I've been to the States when I was young as fuck. I was like
family vacation.
Would have been under 10, like maybe like 8 or 9, and went to like Vegas and stuff. Jesus. And I was like a fucking little kid.
You don't take a 9-year-old to Vegas.
Hey, I was gonna say you do if you're gonna grow up to be fucking Aussie.
But no, I want to fucking come back this year sometime. Probably I've been looking like there's a NFT NYC event that I have been like sussing out, and like maybe want to come to, but yeah, I fucking want to come back because like there's so many of you guys like over that way, obviously, and there's not too many fucking there's a few Aussie DeGods, but like I've never had like an IRL meetup with them. But if I'm coming to America and fucking copping a 20-hour flight, like I'm definitely meeting up with a few of you fucking boys. So.
What part of Australia are you in? Because I'm looking at DMAP right now. There's a bunch in Sydney.
On the East Coast, so it's like. It's kind of like literally half, like if you look at the top of Australia and the bottom, it's like basically half on the East Coast. So it's I don't know if on the D map you can see like fucking states and whatnot, but it's pretty much like
Brisbane.
Yeah, it's pretty much like I live like fucking right there
cool.
Where Brisbane is. Pretty much, it's like a hour drive from Brisbane where I live. But yeah, it's dude, it's so fun. I'm literally sitting in my room at the moment. It's like literally fucking just sweat heaven. It's like so hot, man.
Do you really see a lot of like gnarly shit in Australia? Like, you know, snakes that'll swallow you whole, fucking gators. Oh, Aussie NFT guy, there he is. He has 5 DeGods and lives in the middle of Australia. So this needs to be updated.
Yeah, dude, it does. Yeah. But what was I going to say? Yeah, no, there's some pretty fucking like I wouldn't say like it's dude, it's built up like on Twitter and like fucking everywhere. It's built up like so much that like Australia's like fucking super gnarly and like deadly. But I wouldn't say it's like too bad. Like unless you like go proper bush. Like if you go to like the middle of Australia, like there's probably some sketchy shit. But like it's like, yeah, it's not too bad. But like there's fucking crocodiles and stuff. Like if you're up like north of Australia and like you jump in the water, like you're fucking like basically gonna die because like there's crocodiles.
But they're not like roaming the streets.
Okay. Nah, they don't like roam the streets and shit. Like there's like, but I'm not gonna lie, like there's fucking snakes and shit that just like live in ceilings and like fucking they can just drop down like the air conditioning vents and stuff and like they can fuck you up. But
and you guys got like crazy ass like the super poisonous spiders and shit too, huh?
Yeah, cunt. Yeah, fucking if you get done by
the size of your head,
dude. If you get done by one of those motherfuckers, like you're in fucking shit creek. Like you can like fucking one of those bad boys fucking sting you, like you're fucking gone. But
Yeah, David Attenborough told me this.
he's fucking right, man. But nah, it's not like super deadly stuff, like just chilling. But like they can be, like fucking, you never know. Like there's fucking cunts that like get stung by a snake. Like we've had snakes around like our joint, like where we live, and like you get stung by one of those. If you don't fucking get to hospital, like you're gonna fucking die pretty quickly. But it's not like as bad as everyone says. But like if you're in the fucking wrong place, like at the wrong time, like you can get really fucked up. Like
I'm gonna say something controversial and say that Florida is crazier than Australia, because not only
that might
I grew up in South Florida, and not only do you deal with like I'm talking alligators like crossing my driveway to get to like the pond in the neighborhood and shit, but you also got to deal with like crackheads and everything everywhere. yeah. It's not just the flora and the fauna that'll kill you, it's the people too.
Yeah, yo, I was gonna say, did you guys ever hear about that drug? It was called Flocka.
Bath salts? Oh, Flocka, yeah.
Yeah, Flocka.
Oh yeah,
that shit was fucking crazy. Yeah, the bath salts too, because it was like the Flocka bath salt, like it was like an entourage effect. They were both working together to destroy the world.
I was in high school like around that time, and it was just like, and of course it was always fucking Florida too, and like that's probably part of why Florida has just such a gnarly rep. But I mean, it's not a lot.
Yeah, there's like all the memes like where
Florida
it's like
man.
fucking, I think it's like Bugs Bunny, he's like sawing off like Florida off of the United States and shit.
Yeah, I got out of there because we get a tough rep, but yeah, Florida's savage.
Hey, shout out to the homies in Florida though.
Gang.
Yeah, shout out to the
boys. Oh, sorry. Back to, I guess, the business. What is your like end goal with NFTs? Like, what do you see yourself doing? Even like short term to like long term. What's your goal with all this?
I would say short term, just like continue doing like what I'm doing now. It's pretty much just like finding projects and just like doing the minting and the flipping game, and building up the bag that way, and then rotating those profits into long term things. But like long term game, I definitely like want to start my own projects, but I just don't think I'm ready yet. Like I'm still kind of like learning like a lot of stuff, and surrounding myself with like the right people to learn from, so that I can create a project eventually. Because I think there's so many projects nowadays that just launch to make a bag, and then they like slow rug, or like they fucking just rug, or there's not really like a fucking point of them like long term. Like they don't bring like a long term impact to the space or whatever. But I eventually want to start my own project like long term, maybe like later this year sometime, and then that'll be like my full fucking time thing for like 5-10 years sort of horizon. But short term, it's just like the same game that a lot of people are playing. It's just minting, flipping, and then rotating that into more like established and like and solid projects. And then long term, it's make my own project and pretty much like dedicate everything into that. But I just do not think I'm ready to make my own project at the moment. But when I am, like, you'll fucking know about it. So yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hey, feel free to throw us some whitelist spots, bro. Whenever
Yeah, we'll be hooking the DeGods up for sure.
Hey, for sure.
There's a fine line, I feel like, between trying to do something new and innovative in NFTs, and then also just kind of putting out something that works, and people will buy into, and like will still provide value to people, but maybe it's not like that long-term sustainable type thing.
Yeah, cool.
What do you think? What is your idea of something that a project could be based around, or that you might do that would be in it for the long haul?
Dude, I have no idea at the moment. Like, that's just like that's basically the reason like why I haven't started yet. Is like I just don't know what I could create at the moment that would be of value for like that long term horizon that I'm speaking about. Like, it would be so easy to just make a project right now and have it be like the meta. So like it could be like I could make a project that could be low supply, whitelist only, and like closed discords, like staking, like and I feel like I could like do that and sell out and make a bag from that. But I just don't. I don't want to do that just because I don't think it has like any like it would still bring value to people, like you said, in like one way or another. But I just don't think it has like a long term like huge impact, which I want to do. But yeah, I just do not know yet like what I want to do long term, but I do know that I want to make it have a larger impact than what the majority of projects do. But I think that's one reason like why DeGods have like done so well is like they were early to mint, like they were one of the OG collections that minted, and they're just continually doing like innovative stuff. Like I think we're like one of the like we're pretty much like the only Solana projects that like we basically started the like the staking for Dust to then auction like NFTs and like whitelist wallets like via
Genius.
Dust. Like
for sure.
that's like one of the most innovative things that I think any project has done like on Solana. And yeah, being able to innovate and like bring new things to the table I think is huge for projects. But there's very few projects that do it, man. It's just like you can fucking bring up a list of like the projects that are minting up in the next month, and there'll be very few of them that are actually having a long term like impact over like the long term horizon. Most of them are the same shit. Like we're seeing it's just like the staking, the breeding, like the shitty fucking Ponzi tokens. But it is what it is. It's what people buy. It's how like these projects sell out. But yeah, I think there's very few projects that have like that long term ability. But it's I think DeGods like I saw Yarko, which is like obviously one of the Solana influencer guys. I think he posted something about like being able to see DeGods as like the number one like Solana NFT like PFP collection, and like obviously we're more than a PFP collection, but I agree with him as well because like the like if you compare Solana to Ethereum, like I think if you look at like a floor of a DeGod in Ethereum, it's like just over 1 ETH. So you look at like some of the top Ethereum collections and they're punching like Bored Apes or like 80 ETH or whatever. So it's once like there's more people that come into the Solana ecosystem, there's more liquidity. I definitely see DeGods being able to have a huge bounce in price if like they take that like top like tier spot for like a not just a PFP collection but like just an overall collection. I think that DeGods could definitely get up there because like even like when you look at some of the more expensive things like Teo and whatever, like they're only sitting at like a 4 or 5 ETH floor, which is like definitely impressive. But like it's like once we get the liquidity and like the amount of people into the Solana space that you do have in Ethereum at the moment, like things will move. So
I think a lot of for me at least, the driving factor and what kind of sets DeGods apart from some of these other projects is the brand too. Like when you go on Twitter and like you see a DeGods PFP, and in my head I'm like, oh, this guy's probably a fucking savage, dude. Like, I don't think like there are some like I get the same kind of vibe from DAA. Like I really fuck with that. Yeah, obviously, like Solana SMBs are like the goats. Like, but like you look at a Tayo and it's like Sopar Tom's a fucking the man. Like he's doing incredible things for the project, doing so much shit. But you just don't get like that vibe of like, oh, Tayo is like a brand that I want to be a part of. It's more of like I would love to own a Tayo because I love money.
Yeah, I agree. I think DeGods has like done like probably one of the better jobs. I think Degen Apes are up there as well with like that brand sort of like ability. And like you think of Degen Ape like guys as like sick cunts, and I think like fucking DeGods are like that. Like the amount of DeGod profiles that I see on Twitter is like
they're fucking everywhere.
So fucking many. I think our community is like, dude, we're just like one of the most savage like fucking communities. Like everyone just rallies, and I think that's like why we've like been able to get out of those lows as well. Like obviously like we're at some like pretty bad lows like back whenever it was, but the community like has always stuck around, and like all of you guys are basically been like in DeGods from like the fucking start. So it's like we've got like so many of the people that minted like originally back in like October, like they're still here like to this day, like they're still fucking around, and it's good to see. But yeah, I think like I agree with like what JB said. It's like, dude, we just have one of the most like fucking savage like communities that like are willing to do fucking anything to be like the top collection, and I think we're getting there slowly.
Love to see it. All right, what I think is going to be our like signature wrap up question on the pod here. Who are your top 3 artists right now?
Dude, I fucking
I was
Music
gonna say, watch
artists.
him say scum,
yeah.
Delilah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say, bro.
that's the
Music
first thing
artists.
that I thought. But no, I would say I listen to a fair bit of Eminem.
Word.
Dude, who else do I listen? I fucking just put on a playlist and I listen to anything.
I'm kind of like that too. I just chuck on
Let me check.
Spotify and like whatever I vibe with, I just let
Yeah,
it
dude,
roll.
I just go to like fucking top hits and fucking just
Okay.
bang it on. But I would say like let me check my my top songs that I've listened to. I would say probably like Eminem, maybe like Maroon 5, and who else? Maybe like I like listening to Imagine Dragons as well. I think they're pretty dope. But
Oh, word.
I'll probably say Eminem is like I fucking love his music, so I listen to a fair bit of that. But besides that, I fucking just chuck a playlist on and I fucking just like I listen to anything. I think it's
Yeah.
I just fucking chuck it on.
Are there any famous Aussie groups or rappers or anything like that?
There's definitely like a few fucking Aussie bands, but I honestly don't listen to that much Aussie music. Like fucking,
It must not be that good then.
they're all right, but dude, nah, I fucking like I said, I just chuck on anything and I'll listen out to it. But there's a few good Aussie bands, but yeah, no, I fucking just chuck on a playlist and listen to that.
Are you a sports guy?
Dude, I fucking love sports like rugby. Dude, it's so weird. Like I say footy, and like people just assume like I'm talking about like fucking NFL or like soccer or something, and then I'm like, nah, man. Like, we call it footy over here, but it's like rugby league or like AFL. And
So I'm literally DJing as we speak. I'm chucking in a couple of hockey bets, but on my sidebar here on my bookie page, there's something called Aussie rules.
yeah, that's AFL. Aussie
All right,
rules,
let's look at the match lines real quick. Oh Jesus, they don't play a game till the 16th. Never mind.
Yeah, they fucking don't play for another week or so. It's like they are, dude. It's weird. Like is your NFL season over? Like, is the Super Bowl like the end of it?
Super
It's
Bowl
like,
is that's the
big one,
championship.
that's
It's game over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's like we're like literally the opposite. Like when you guys finish and like your Super Bowl's done, then like we basically start. So it's like
This is not rugby. This is Australian football.
yeah. So there's AFL and then there's NRL. So AFL's like Aussie rules, and then NRL's like the other one that we've got. But I'll probably say AFL is probably bigger in Australia, but NRL's.
Who's your pick to win the grand final in the AFL this year?
I'll probably say Melbourne. They're called the Melbourne Demons. They're a solid team.
They're the favorites too, plus
they're
270.
Yeah, they're fucking. I think I can't remember. I'm pretty sure they won. Yeah, no, they did win. I'm pretty sure last year they won the grand final last year. So
we're gonna chuck 33.3 on them for the brand.
yeah, dead set. They could. It could pay off. But yeah, I think
to win $90.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But yeah, I'll probably say those are the favorites because I'm pretty sure they won last year. They're the big dogs.
Cool. All right. Well, this has been a pleasure. I've chatted with you a few times in the past, and it's always fantastic. You're a very insightful fella, not just stunts and jumping out of planes and crushing beers and shit. Kind of a smart guy too. This has been great, boys. Any last thoughts? Any last questions or anything?
I'm gonna be over here thinking up some new stunts that you can pull off. So don't worry about that. We got that covered.
Dude, literally, fucking if you skip to the end of this podcast and you have ideas, like send them over my way and I'll get them done. Because like I said, that's like the hardest thing to do is like thinking of something that like can top like a skydive. It's like I fucking went to it. I should have built up to it a little bit.
Yeah, you kind of nutted a little early there.
Yeah, I fucking did. I did. But yeah, if you got ideas, fucking throw them my way, and we'll see how we can get them done.
Cool.
And yeah, I was gonna say, and then go follow the homie Aussie NFT guy or subscribe to him on YouTube. Follow him on Twitter. Also, man. Subscribe to DeGodCast.
How's the YouTube channel going?
Dude, it's going good. It's fucking tough at the moment to like make videos because like it's so slow. Like I feel like the last like 2 to 3 weeks has just been like it's just so slow. Like even like just general crypto, like it's just up and down, up and down, up and down.
Yep.
And there's nothing happening. But I want to like definitely build out the YouTube to be like a long term thing as well, to like help build the brand up a little bit. But yeah, it's going good.
Yeah, subscribe to DeGodCast. Subscribe to, what's the name of your YouTube channel?
Aussie NFT guy.
Aussie NFT guy, yeah.
Fucking right, it's beautiful. Slate chapter. We out.